June is leaving to go to her car because she's got something to do. And she's pretty driven, but then she stops and like she sees this house and there's just normal happy family things happening. And she's got a moment where she could be like, "Hey, I don't have to do this," but she's like, "No, I'm going to do this." And that's it. She leaves.
I feel like when she looks back at the house like that, to me, it feels like she isn't going to ever be able to be part of that until she goes and does what she needs to do. Like, I really feel like she believes that in her core, that since she's come back to Canada, she has been that person looking out at that family from this exterior through the window. And for better or worse, she needs to be able to move on in a way that is comfortable for her. So Tuello earlier had said, like, I don't expect you to be comfortable with any of this. And, Luke keeps telling her she needs to let it go. And I feel like she's trying to. And she looks back, but it's only because there's only one way in which she can get inside that home, but also this could also be what keeps her from ever becoming part of that family. It's a tough choice, but I think that she almost doesn't have much of a choice at this point.
Yeah, that's exact. Marjorie, you and I had the same read on that, because like she looked back at the house and she looked almost wistful while she was looking back at them, and then when she turned to head back towards her car, she was resolute in her steps. And I think that like that's because like she had said earlier when she was talking with Emily that she wants so badly to leave Fred behind and to focus on her family and focus on Hannah and Nicole and Luke and be part of that. And she can't right now because she sees Fred everywhere. Um and I think like her turning around to look back on like this happy normal family is an opportunity for her to like be like, this is what I want, and the only way I can do that is if I eradicate this man from my mental existence. And whether or not it's going to work remains to be seen, but this is the path that she feels that she needs to take to try to get there. So yeah, we had very similar reads on that. This is bizarre, by the way. There's been a lot of Marjorie and I agreeing in this episode, and I'm here for it.
Whatever journey we took to get to this end point, I feel like we're kind of at the same spot, which is pretty cool. It makes it feel complete and cohesive to me.
It does, because if the three of us can all agree that this feels right
Yeah.
in some way, it
Yeah.
means that no matter how we're viewing the episode otherwise, once we get to this, or the season, once we get to this point, it's the right trajectory.
All it took was Fred being ripped apart by June's hands for us
To
to
bring us all
all
together.
come together.
And who says that vengeance can't be healing? That's the theme of the episode.
Right? Yes.
Right?
I really loved how her walking out of that house looks so much like every time she's left Gilead. Specifically the Waterford's house, but even the Lawrence's house, every time she has to do a salvaging or any kind of handmaid duty, she has to leave that house. There's always a calling and a duty, and off she goes, and she has to do the same thing in this scene. The only difference was this time she really does have a choice, and that was that hesitation as she looked back, was she has to make a choice. Before, you can always say that she didn't have a choice in any of the things that Gilead made her do, but this time she does have that choice, and she does make a choice, for better or worse. That is something that it's a difference between Gilead and what she has to do here, which was really interesting.